Welcome to one of our short chats from Jana and Andrew of Governance and Legal, talking about the importance of governance in the not-for-profit and charity sector. Jana and Andrew have been working together for almost 20 years now, and both are qualified lawyers specialising in governance for this sector, advising 50 organisations on their governance. So let's first of all hear from Andrew.
This podcast highlights that governance systems and those involved in governance need to be agile and responsive to societal and business change in the way governance is organised in your business.
So looking at that, how should charities and housing associations organise their governments to reflect the changes happening in the world around us today?
So I think that agendas of charities and housing associations should focus on future issues, things like future strategic objectives, customers' future needs and emerging risks, not just reviewing past performance. It's important that boards avoid too much board time, what we call looking in the rearview mirror, at past performance, though some of this is essential to review organisational performance.
So are you suggesting a more proactive approach to governance?
Yes, boards need to anticipate and work around possible car crashes in their business and not wait for them to happen. An example of this from the housing sector is that building contractors will occasionally ask for extra cash on new build developments because of unexpected increases in the cost of labour and materials and cash flow pressures in their business. As these are generally fixed price contracts, a reasonable response would be to say that price increases are a risk for the contractor and reject that request. But some housing associations are taking a more pragmatic view that it's better to agree a modest increase in charges now rather than wait for the contractor to run out of cash and become insolvent with all the problems that would bring. Contractor insolvency would leave the housing association with a much bigger cost to complete the housing development, as well as a significant delay in getting tenants into these new homes and a later date for rental income to be received from those tenants.
So in your experience, what tools can be used to anticipate these business issues?
Well, organisations can use their customer data to identify early signs of business issues. For example, high levels of arrears, property repairs being required, or antisocial behaviour on a particular estate may point to a wider problem on that estate which requires intervention. And organisations can perhaps also embrace technology to get ahead of the curve of these issues. For example, using damp sensors in properties to identify repair needs, drones to spot roofing issues or blocked gutters or drains, and that way you should be able to fix a problem ahead of it creating a customer or financial issue.
So looking at that, does risk management need to change?
Yes, risk management should focus equally on the management of existing risks and awareness and management of emerging risks. It's important that you make sure that your business is not like Kodak, who failed to adjust their product to a seismic shift in camera technology, which then meant their product became obsolete and their business then failed.
And looking at that, do you have any other suggestions?
Yes, I think the board should ensure that it's discussing societal changes and how they could or are already impacting on the needs of your customers. Also, ensure the board receives regular training relevant to its business strategy and risks, and that training is delivered in a way which makes it easily accessible to board members. The training should cover, among other areas, emerging issues and opportunities.
And just to add, Andrew, that the value of networking should not be underestimated as well. So it's essentially about board members being in contact with peers from the sector and having those conversations about what others are experiencing, whether they're the same or similar issues. Perhaps, organizations have come across issues a little earlier and then they can help with their experience and advice on that as well. So it's networking is almost something that should not be underestimated as well.
Yeah, thanks for that, Jana. And probably a final point from me that the boards need to ensure good board diversity and ensure adequate focus in particular on age diversity to ensure that future challenges and opportunities in emerging areas such as artificial intelligence and broader societal changes are better understood and embraced by the board.
And we have a separate episode dedicated to board diversity because, of course, it's such an important topic for the sector, isn't it? So we'll cover that in a lot more detail.
And thank you very much to Jana and Andrew.